6th episode of the 3 Count Out podcast. My name is Era V1, and we got a lot to talk about this week. While AEW's Forbidden Door is closed, WWE's prohibited portal seems like it's going to be open for a little bit longer. But there's a whole lot of stuff coming up. We got Money in the Bank coming up. We had AEW Forbidden Door, and we're only let's see here. We're only 49 days away from the start of the college football season. So we got, we're going to talk a little bit of college football there, a little bit of college football 25, because that's just around the corner. And this week, I am joined by my 3 beautiful, wonderful, talented co-hosts. Gentlemen, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Speaking of college football, I am the man who knows the most about every college football entity alive. I am indeed Fire Guy Kev.
I like that you went with entity to try and make it sound better.
Entity.
Things didn't sound right, so entity sounded a little better.
I'm Mike, and we have a full 4 stack. And while the Forbidden Door is closed, I just had Taco Bell, so my Forbidden Door is spicy.
Oh, well,
fellas, if your girl is thick, has giant titties, and is a wizard, then that's not your girl. That's Hechicero, baby.
That is Hechicero.
He was a thick I didn't know who the hell he was, but that boy is thick. That is a big old son gun. But,
boy.
You big boy.
It was a fun weekend, and we're staring down the barrel of finally getting football back. We're so close. We're less than 10 more Saturdays away from finally getting it. And what we're getting first, fellas, is a good old healthy dose of College Football 25, a game that I have personally waited more than 10 years in the making to finally get, and I could not be more excited for it. Well, I could be more excited, but herniated discs tend to do that to people, so,
well,
it is what it is.
What happens? Yourself, and we don't need that.
I know. But I actually got a
that's what happens when you try to fight a bear.
Question here, friend of the program, coming from one Tunk Snuggly, rearing his ugly head back from the dead, listening to this now. Thank you, Tunk, friend of the program. Still stole his gamer tag. Suck it, nerd. Wants to know, in College Football 25, outside of your own favorite personal team, what teams are you guys most looking forward to, most excited, most anticipated to play again outside of your own?
See, I feel like this could go so many different ways. Like, I would love personally to play as Ohio State just so I could put my controller down and lose every game.
I'd do the same.
Like, that sounds awesome. Like, I'll just
wonderful.
Boot it up, put the controller down. I lost 84-0. Oh, gosh, darn it.
Dang it.
Oh, well.
I guess in terms of our tournament we have coming up, I'm very excited to play as the Florida Gators.
There you go, taking it down to the swamp. One of the powerhouses in the SEC on the up and up.
Yeah, besides that, I don't know. That's probably it for me.
Home of Tim Tebow as well.
Really? Yeah. Florida Gators.
Remember when that was a thing?
Tebow.
All right, I'll be next when I win. I'll Tim Tebow, or what's it called? The T-pose. What's it called?
T-bowing.
T-bowing.
Yeah, remember that was?
Yeah,
it was like what, 2012?
T-pose.
I'll do my Tony T-pose.
Tony T-pose.
That's exactly what it was. You got it.
Tony's T-pose and pizzeria.
Oh, I like that.
I shot there.
Sounds fun. Whatever that is, I'll have double, please. Mike, what's your answer, friend?
I like playing, and just because of the history, and I like playing as Notre Dame.
Oof.
But what's the team that has? I'm having a brain fart. What's the team that has the blue field?
Boise State.
The Boise State. Oh. Just about to say that.
yeah, I knew you were. It was right on the tip of your tongue.
He is the biggest college football entity. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And
Yep.
That's exactly what it is. Are they still going to have their blue field in game? Do we know?
Yes.
Because if so, then I want to play there at least once.
Can confirm.
Because it is just so unnecessarily bright that you will blind yourself on their field and be confused and lose your players. And that's
It
just
is
a
like
fun time.
obnoxiously blue. Oh my god!
Part of the challenge.
They haven't shown
Yeah.
any screenshots yet of Boise State, I don't believe, but woof. I remember what it looked like in NCAA 14, and that was on PlayStation 3 graphics, so, the rendered blue was like, ooh, it's blue adjacent, I guess. So finally getting it on next gen, and I'm so excited that they're only making it for next gen consoles as well. There's no, if you got a PS4, you are shit out of luck, my friend. It is only going to be for this current generation of consoles. And
Thank
that field
God.
is going to be blue.
It's about time. It's about time that they just stop making it for old shit. Because, just get a fucking PS5 at this point.
It's 2024. The PS5s have been out for well over 4 years at this point. If you don't have it by now, that's on you, brother.
Yeah, the shortage is over.
Speaking of other teams, Mr. Penn State, who are you looking most forward to play?
Me personally, I'm looking forward to Rutgers just because that was always a local school, and I just think it's gonna be cool to play in places that I've been. And I grew up in South Jersey, so it's Rutgers was very close, and I was there a lot, and I've been to a lot of their football games. And I also have to agree. I'm eager to play as Ohio, so again, I can put my controller down and walk away and lose, and it's gonna be great.
Started a revolution here.
Maybe jumping in on some Michigan, and doing the same.
Well, actually, there's a fun little DLC with Michigan. Is that if you play as Michigan, the game comes pre-installed with being able to show you your opponent's plays.
Oh,
It's some cool DLC that not too many people know about.
yeah, it's not hacks if it actually happened.
Nope.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's called the Connor Stallions pre-order bundle.
Yeah, pay to win.
It really is. Well, with me, the other Michigan man here. There's so many teams to choose from. There's the powerhouse is over at Texas. Anything in the SEC, the Big 12, the Pac-12, what have you. There's so many to choose from. And honestly, one of my favorite things to do when it comes to this game is playing those no-name schools that nobody knows that exists. I am salivating over the fact of being able to play for East Carolina University, the ECU Pirates, maybe the Coastal Carolina no, it's not Coastal Carolina. The Coastal Carolina is a team. Oh God, I think it's the University of Texas Southern Austin, the UTSA Roadrunners. I want to play as
having a stroke right now? What
exactly. I want to play as them. But no, realistically, I think my answer is Syracuse, so I can have a giant doofy fucking mascot dressed up like a big old orange on the side of the field. And once my quarterback dies from the wear and tear, I can have a big old idiot substitute in at quarterback and have an orange do my dirty business for me. Final answer, Alex.
It sounds like you've thought that through.
Oh, I've been thinking about this game nonstop. I can't wait. And since FGK actually brought it up, I don't think we've made the announcement yet, gentlemen. I have been convincing everyone here, faithful, dear listeners, to pull some funds together, crunch some numbers, cancel a couple subscriptions to get some extra cash lying around, as we are going to be all putting in $2,500 for the College Football 25 Dynasty Mode Challenge. As each of us are going to be taking over one of the schools in each conference, I believe. I will be taking over the Big 12. Mike will be taking over the ACC. Kevin will be taking over the SEC. And Era will be in the Big 10. As each one of us will be taking over a school, heading up the coaching duties, and trying to take our team to the promised land. Kevin's got the Florida Gators. Mike has the Clemson Tigers. Era has the Wisconsin Badgers. And I'll be taking the Kansas State Wildcats for the $10,000 Dynasty Challenge coming to YouTube soon. YouTube.com/3 Counted Out Podcast, baby. Subscribe now to see it drop. First episode coming out when the game comes out. Be there, be square, baby. That's how you plug a video, fellas.
You said dollars.
He did.
Yeah.
Oh,
I will be broke
I was
after
converting
this.
my money in rupees. Oh boy.
Oh, well, the viewers, we're going to be getting a mix pot. Mix pot.
Yeah. I was gonna get the little chocolate coins.
What the fuck am I? I got this briefcase of $2,500 sitting right next to me. Am I the only one that actually got the
I'm
briefcase?
glad you got that cash on hand. I don't.
Hey guys, I'm gonna be logging off here. Jackal, when somebody knocks on your door, just don't worry about it.
Oh no.
I don't know why you'd be knocking. I'd be waiting until he goes to bed. This man's live Monday nights. We know when he goes to sleep.
Twitch.tv/Jackal Joker, I think.
For now.
If you're still here.
Oh my god, you guys are gonna make me cry. Speaking of crying, I cried at the sight of Timeless Tony Storm in the ring in front of me again. That beautiful statue. I had to salute it once I saw it come up on TV. It brought tears to my eyes, man. It was beautiful.
The Statue of Liberty. Luther with the fucking salute. I was right there with him. God damn, that made me patriotic as fuck.
Ball out, man. 4th of July right around the corner. I got a little teary-eyed.
Just like Nigel McGuinness. He was was crying.
He did.
Well, that's just because he didn't get to do what Mina and Mariah both got to do.
Yeah.
Which is kiss her.
Yeah,
Three-way.
Mariah May, the real winner of the match. The real
Mhm.
the real winner. She walked away with both Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa in her arms. She is the real winner here.
Really is. So lucky.
That
Do we want to run
match.
down that card real quick?
Please,
since
please. I'm kicking back. I'm here. I'm all ears. Let's go. Let's get
so,
into it.
I mean, listen, it's an AEW card. It's a Tony Khan card. There's, I shit you not, 15 matches on this card. So we're not going to go and give every single one its time. It's, for
and we
example,
can probably skip over the 0 hour stuff, right?
yeah, we're skipping over all the 0 hour shit. So sorry, Kyle Fletcher and Serpentico and Malachi Black and Brody King and everybody else.
Well, and
So-
really, Kyle Fletcher got his 3 moments of, was when he was checking out Will Ospreay's junk during the weigh-in on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, heyo. But we'll start off with the first match on the card. So this is the 6th match total already. So we skipped over 6. We're starting with MJF versus Hechicero. Just a singles match. MJF coming back
The
with
wizard,
a strong
the wizard
return.
with big tits,
The
Kevin.
Fire Lord. Yeah.
Yeah, the one we just hyped up got jobbed out to MJF coming back.
Oh boy.
Listen,
Yep.
credit where credit's due. Hechicero and a lot of the CMLL guys, I feel like when they came to AEW and they were on TV, I feel like a lot of them just didn't really have a presence. And I feel like Hechicero actually got a presence in the ring with MJF. Like, I feel like, yes, granted, all he did was hit the strut and flip off the crowd. That's an easy spot to go for. But I feel like it was really the first bit of personality that we've really seen. Unfortunately, it was probably at the end of this. AEW Forbidden Door typically marks the end of AEW doing anything good for the next year.
Well, and then when
We'll
they
see.
bring in the CML guys, they go, and here's a dude from Mexico.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, they go, he's the alchemist of pro wrestling. And you go, huh?
Oh, okay.
Sure. But I mean, good singles match. And then we go in to a good trios match, which was the Elite. So you got Matthew and Nicholas Jackson and Kazuchika Okada versus the Acclaimed. But not just the Acclaimed, because Daddy Ass, he sat his ass back in catering, and he was filled in by one Hiroshi
Whoa.
Tanahashi.
He really was filled in. Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah.
Tanahashi's a big
the
boy.
Scissor Ace. The Scissor Ace.
God.
Hiroshi Tanahashi. And it was the obvious finish of Okada pinning Tanahashi, which I thought was very, very strong, and obviously was Tanahashi literally saying, "Hey man, I'm the president of the company. I'm gonna put you over."
Yeah.
But I mean, that was just it was a great match, and anytime you have Okada and Tanahashi in the ring together, it's not gonna be bad, right?
No, it's
True.
It's betting on red and black. It's just it's fucking free money. I don't watch much New Japan, but having those two names together close to each other in the ring at the same time, without watching it, I can tell you, yeah, that was good. It was enjoyable, It's so simple.
Yeah, and then we go on to the next match here. For the Owen, the man who I think is going to go on and win it all, Bryan Danielson. It was Dragon versus Dragon, because we had the American Dragon. We had the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, versus Shingo Takagi, whose I guess nickname is also the Dragon. So why not? But I mean, it was a solid wrestling, good match. I think this is definitely Bryan Danielson going on to win the Owen and eventually winning the AEW championship. Otherwise, I don't think they would really talk about it or put him in the situation to do so. But I mean, hey, why not, man? Why not? Let's give him another run on the way out. Why not, man?
Now, do you think, because he's been so adamant about not putting a belt on himself, that when it comes time for him to finally wear the belt, that somebody's going to have to, knock him out and place him over somebody else's body for a 3 count? They're going to be like, no, you're winning the belt. And he's going to be like, never, no! And then they're going to have to, knock him out and pin him, put him on Swerve or something to get the pin. That's what I hope.
I didn't even think about that, but that'd be cool.
Shit.
I did not even know that was a thing.
That didn't cross my mind whatsoever.
He made sure, he was very adamant about, hey, I don't want, he's like, I am an older guy, I've won belts, I'm not winning a belt here. He's like, I'm here to have good matches, great matches. I'm not going to take away a spot that is meant for somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it, but I hope that if Bryan Danielson does get the AEW championship, I hope that they at least have him hold on to it for a little bit, and I hope that they have him defend it in some meaningful matches. I don't want it to just be a quick run. I want it to actually be something that matters, so that way, when he does eventually retire, he can just go have a good match. He's obviously, he would lose that match, he would lose the championship, then he would retire, and it would be him going out on a good note, and then also, passing the torch off to the next person. He can have it with another technical person. Maybe they do Will Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson again, later down the line, and whenever that is, or maybe they find somebody else. Rough. Maybe they put Garcia in that situation. So I feel like if they do put the belt on Danielson, I at least want it to be some sort of meaningful run, so that way when it does eventually end, it's it's something that matters.
Well said.
I actually think the implications of having him win the belt, even though he's not going for it, I think a good fun storyline would be for the love of God, somebody beat me. I'm not just going to lay down for it, but I want someone to beat me and him just go on a tear that he doesn't mean to go on, just no one can beat him. I feel like that'd be a really good storyline.
Just open challenges every week.
Yeah. For the love of God, someone pin me. Just please, and he just keeps winning and winning and winning until someone actually. I want you to hit me, pin me, and then someone. Come on, then whoever actually pins him, it means that much more. Just saying, it's a good storyline.
That could be cool.
Tony Khan, I'm open for hiring.
Email 3countedoutpodcast@gmail. There you go. Easy way to connect with us. I mean, Don't sign us up for FarmersOnly.com again, please.
Not again.
Not again.
We were signed up for Farmers Only, after we passed out the business card to Colossal.
And now we have 2 accounts.
Listen, things happen. We can be happy because there was a happy ending for this match, the singles match for the AEW Women's World Championship. Mariah May, she was at ringside in support of both Timeless Tony Storm and
There it is.
Mina Shirakawa. I'm glad that we got a happy ending. They all lived happily ever after, and they have, they break the internet with their 3-way or whatever they're gonna do. Like that's gonna be great.
Great way to close out Pride Month.
Great way to close out Pride with a
Let's go,
happy
lesbians.
lesbian storyline. Yeah, let's hear it for the lesbians.
Yeah.
Let's go, lesbians.
Let's go, baby. Yeah, absolutely. Strong. Keep up the good work. Let's go.
I'm just glad that everybody could leave that one happy.
Well, and for me, it just makes me wonder, like, Tony Storm has beaten everybody? So who's going to
Just
finally be
about.
the one to dethrone her? I wonder, Mariah?
Me.
I would have said Brit, but I don't
Yep. Wait.
I
Yeah.
guess that's not the plan.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Yeah, I mean we'll get there, but we'll actually, we'll just jump a little bit down the card and we'll talk about it since it kind of segues into that. But
I think. Hold up, real quick. I just had a fucking epiphany. Has anyone else been seeing the rumors that Natalya is done with WWE?
No, what?
I don't
Yeah.
know about that.
I
don't.
doubt
it's
it.
rumors.
I don't know about
It's
that
rumors, but like if that's the case, that is not someone that Tony Storm has faced yet. So I don't know if the boot fits.
If Danny's favorite wrestler goes and faces
Shut
Tony Storm,
Fuck up.
I
thought that was
I
Logan
would
Paul.
lose my mind. No, that's
Logan Paul's my favorite.
that's second favorite.
You a fan of Natty?
Fuck.
Favorite wrestler ever.
And now to the Mercedes Monet match. Woo,
Yeah.
boy.
So yeah, Mercedes Moné versus Stephanie Vacour for the in a winner takes all match. So both titles were on the line: the AEW TBS Championship and the NJPW Strong Women's Championship. So we have 2 belts, Monet.
In the man,
Sure.
doesn't it feel good to book yourself? Oh boy.
Yeah, you also read that about her apparently having
Yeah.
creative control over herself.
And immediately
Well, I
give
guess
yourself
I'll
2
win.
titles.
I guess if you guys really want me to do it, I mean, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah.
The best part of this match was the crowd just chanting "fuck the Celtics."
They're not wrong.
Well, they were in
Boston's
Long
had it
Island,
too
so
good.
a little bit of hostility there between New York and Boston.
Something that will never die. The Red Sox are always going to hate the Yankees. The Giants are always going to hate the Patriots. It's just going to go on until the end of time, unfortunately. And I guess Long Island will just always hate Mercedes Moné by proxy.
Oh no, that's so upsetting.
I
Anyways.
know, Mike.
Yeah.
Don't cry. Please wipe your tears.
And something that I'll always hate is Chris Jericho, because we had
Hi,
Samoa
guys.
Joe and Hook and Katsuyori Shibata versus The Learning Tree, which was Chris Jericho and Big Bill, and then Jeff Cobb filled in for Brian Keith because he's got a
The
hurt
absolute
little arm.
unit that is.
Yeah, the Jeff Cobb was the only good thing about that team. We had some big meaty men slapping meat with Samoa Joe and Jeff Cobb.
So true.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is Hook had a stiff fucking Judas effect.
That was a long
That
time
was-
coming. He was he was winding up that one.
That was a heavy elbow to the face of Chris Jericho. But it was so beautiful, and Taz being on commentary made it all the better. I think it's finally time that we give Hook this fucking black towel, and we complete the trifecta of badass men with towels. Because Samoa Joe has one and Shibata has one, but Hook doesn't have his towel yet, so he needs a towel around his neck.
I'm for it, man. Hopefully this is like Hook burying the demons, kind of putting a nice little bow on everything. He hit the Judas effect on the guy that does the Judas effect. I would like Hook to do something else now, please. I would like for him to move on now, TK. Brother man. Brother. Can we have Hook fight literally anybody else in the fucking company, please? Like, I don't know. As someone who's been very much infrequently watching AEW, full transparency, it just sort of feels like Hook has been with Jericho for the past calendar year now.
Oh yeah, easily. Yeah, easily a
like,
calendar.
Fuck's sake, dude.
Yeah, no, it's getting a little insane. But
it's stale.
Yeah, and it's insane to think when you realize that Hook could be going up against talent like Zack Sabre Jr. And Zack Sabre Jr. Had a match against Orange Cassidy. Zack Sabre Jr. tied Orange Cassidy up. So
yeah,
I don't know what the
goodness.
fuck that submission is called, but holy shit. I posted it on the Twitter if you guys want to go see it.
It's called Uncomfortable is what it's called.
Oh yeah, it's called Uncomfortable. Yeah, he has literally every single limb, and you can see him like adjust to be like, oh, I have to pin this arm with my leg so that way I can reach over and grab your leg with my arm. Like, he just makes it look so
like, my
effortless.
God.
Yeah, it was insane. He makes it look so effortless. But I mean, that was an amazing match. Orange Cassidy unfortunately did not pin Zack Sabre Jr. with his hands in his pockets, but he went for it. He tried it. He did like the back bridge with his hands in his pockets. He's done it like once or twice on the indies, I think. So I thought he was going to do it again. But I mean, I just want to see this match happen again. I want to see more of Zack Sabre Jr. and Orange Cassidy. I think they blend really well together. And like, please, for all means, keep giving me this. Like, this is the wrestling I want to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I love that Orange Cassidy seems to be able to put on a good match with anybody, and Zack Sabre Jr. is just like, you know what, I can also put on a great match with anybody, and he just does. It's just fantastic every time. Good stuff.
I kind of had very low expectations in it. Like we had mentioned last week, both FGK and myself aren't really that big of fans of Zack Sabre Jr. already. I don't know if it's just because I'm not getting it or I'm not just entertained by that style of wrestling, whatever you want to call it. My expectations were very low, but boy, oh boy, they did beat those expectations. That was a bang-up match. I did not expect myself to get into it as much as I did, and by the end of it, watching him getting folded up into a pretzel, one of my favorite matches of the night, I will say. So, kudos to both. Congrats to ZSJ. Now they got a kiss, right?
Yeah, I believe
I
they're
guess they were
legally
getting
married now.
They got to get married now. Congrats to the
congrats to the happy couple.
Go, fellas. Love that for you.
And you talked about that being one of your favorite matches of the night. My favorite match of the night was this match for the AEW TNT Championship, this 6-way ladder match, because we saw Jack Perry, Konosuke Takeshita, Mark Briscoe, Dante Martin, Lio Rush, and Timu Logan Paul, ELP El Phantasmo. I don't know who he is, but apparently I saw him at Allentown, and he looked like Logan Paul. So we started chanting Logan Paul, and now Twitter's calling him Logan Paul. So you're welcome for starting that, because I was one of the first person that heard like the Logan Paul, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll jump on that one. So you're welcome. But I mean, this was a great match. Anytime Mark Briscoe is in a ladder match, you know it's gonna be fucking violent, and that it was. Konosuke Takeshita had an amazing table spot. He hit a Blue Thunder Bomb off.
God, that was so pretty when he did it
onto the tables. Yeah, amazing. Again, that's on the Twitter, so go look at it if you want to see it. But that was a great match. I mean, obviously Jack Perry was going to win because he's with the Elite, and that's their whole shtick. But even Jack Perry felt pretty good in this match. I feel like ever since Jack Perry has come back as the scapegoat and he's like fully ditched his Jungle Boy bullshit, I feel like he was always one of those people where like when they called him a pillar of AEW, I was like, I don't really see that, you know, like I didn't get that. But like now that he's the scapegoat, I mean they're trying to say that he's like AEW Stone Cold, which he's not. But but
no.
He at least has some personality to him, and there's a bit of realism on him, so he's more believable than being a Tarzan boy from the jungle that was friends with a wrestling dinosaur. So I like Jack Perry. I think him getting the TNT Championship made sense. I think Leo Rush got hurt, which is not great. But again, anytime Mark Briscoe's in a ladder match, it's violent as fuck. And he used a broken ladder and powerbombed somebody onto it.
Yeah, that was
a pile
the
driver.
way that kept looking. I was like, okay, this is gonna clearly fail, and then he was able to just pull it off anyways. I was
he's stubborn,
that's some
but
Mark Briscoe shit.
And, anytime Mark Briscoe could be Mark Briscoe, it's gonna be a good match. Unfortunately, no Shane McMahon in this one. Shane McMahon's spot wound up being filled by Logan Paul Light. So unfortunate.
Ours was definitely better.
Actual Logan Paul, man. Hey, yo, he's our United States champion.
He's your United States.
Yeah,
our United States champion. Hand over your heart. We'll get there.
We'll get there.
Fine,
I
can wait. I'm patient.
So then we have let's see. So the next match we have a singles match for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. We saw Tatsuya Naito defeat Jon Moxley. Moxley coming out bald as fuck, Death Rider theme, like his New Japan theme. You knew someone was gonna die. That was a crazy match. I love that commentary is like, oh, Naito likes to take his time, and Jon Moxley's taking his time to the ring too. And they're talking about like how long these entrances are, and it's like, dog, this is one Roman Reigns entrance. Like Roman would still, he'd still be going, But
do you guys not remember Undertaker? Because I remember everything. Pepperidge Farm remembers Undertaker.
Yeah, and I mean, they only listen. They talk about how long they went. They only went 17 minutes, something like that. It's ultimately not that long. Like like Bryan Danielson went 20. So it's not, and that includes entrance times in that timekeeping. So it's not like they went all that long. But that was a great match. It's Japanese bullshit. They even brought out the New Japan ref Red Shoes. They call him that because he wears red shoes. I don't know what his actual name is.
They're really on a point there in Japan, I see.
Yeah, real descriptive names. But I mean, that was just a real cool match, and having JR call it too, like that. It's always nice when he's like not dead and having a stroke. So it was a good match to watch. Yeah, he's had some issues. Apparently he wasn't like even supposed to be at Forbidden Door. Like they didn't think he'd be able to travel there, and then he was able to. So like it's just good to see him still going to events, even if he is only calling one match or two matches. I get it. It's just nice seeing him out there, and he's always he's the voice, right? Like that's what I'm used to. So, but that was a great match, and then the actual main event. For the AEW World Championship. So over on the AEW side, Swerve Strickland versus Will Ospreay. What a fucking match.
Match
Holy
of the
shit,
night.
dude.
By fucking far, man. That thing was wonderful.
Yeah, that was crazy. And you know what? Honestly, shout out to Excalibur for being able to do play-by-play during that, because I have no clue. I'd be sitting there like, I don't know, guys.
I like when we get to see a match, like what happens when you have two people that are actual professionals can go at any speed they want and do a match the way they want. It just ends up so fucking good every time.
Yeah. Yeah, Nigel McGuinness, he had a good line that I liked. He said, Will Ospreay isn't quick, he's sudden. And I like that because that sums up how Will Ospreay matches are. It's a lot of like he's laying around, he's moving slow, he's selling around, he's doing his thing, but then all of a sudden it's bam, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quick things in a row. And there were some spots like that where they were, miss into the Styles Clash. Like that was, they were fucking Matrix dodging each other. Like that shit's like anime. It scratches that itch in my brain where it's like, even if you don't like pro wrestling, I feel like you could show somebody that match and be like, just watch this. And like, if you like action movies, you would like that. Like if you like anime, you would like that. Like that, it's just that almost over the top, not realistic style, but like they're going move for move, like it's exactly what you want to see when you have two of your top champions going move for move. Because even though Will Ospreay lost, that did not make Will Ospreay look weak in any way whatsoever. Like that did not weaken the International Championship at all. So that was just an insane match.
The top dog going up against AEW's Golden Goose in an absolute slobber knocker of a match. I was watching Demon Slayer before Forbidden Door, and you describing it as an anime style fight is right bang on the money there, mate. Like it is exactly, it feels like it was out of a comic book, it feels like it's out of a show, whatever the hell you want to describe it. Like the fact that these wrestlers can go so above and beyond to just make it so enthralling and entertaining. And if I can recall, I think Swerve is still a bit of a nerd, so he does probably take some inspiration from some anime fights. Allegedly, not going to say anything set in stone.
Oh yeah, he loves Black Panther.
Yeah, there it is. I knew it.
Yeah, he's done. He's had Black Panther inspired ring gear before. He's very open about that. He loves
the
Marvel.
thing I cannot wrap my head around whatsoever is WWE let this man go. Like they let
couldn't
him
find
walk.
a spot for him.
Like sorry, bud, we can't fill you. They future endeavored this fucking guy. I'm sitting there watching the main event like WWE had this and willingly decided to let it go. Like I can't fucking fathom that thought process right now.
Well, and you know what I was thinking while I was watching that? Speaking of people that have gotten let go by WWE, I'm sitting there thinking, damn, that match reminded me of Will Ospreay versus Ricochet. Like, have you ever seen their Defiant match?
Yeah, years ago.
Like that,
the flippy spot.
Yeah, like that flippy spot. That's what I'm talking about. Where it's just over the line enough where you're like, this is almost movie like. Like it's only they can get away with it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like if anybody else did the flippy spot, the pose, people would be on Twitter going, they're fucking stupid. Look at them fucking geeks out there. But like Will Ospreay does it, and you're like, that's the coolest shit I've ever seen.
That's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Well, that's because Will Ospreay is my height, but quintuple. I'll never be that athletic, even if I started working out every day for the rest of my life. The dude is a comic book hero, and then Ricochet can do things that other people can't even think of. Like the guy used to do a double moonsault as a move.
Wild.
Which is insane. Fucking insane. And the fact that we're going to get to see that most likely run back is going to be amazing on a scale with real money too. Oh,
I already have a chub right now. Like I'm talking half mass.
Put the international title on the line.
You did, goddammit.
Yeah, Will Ospreay's going to be getting some good matches coming his way because apparently Ricochet is very much leaning towards AEW.
Oh yeah.
So which I mean everyone probably saw coming anyway. So I mean, hey man, I'm down for it because like that's the place where Ricochet needs to be. He needs to be in a place where he can just have wrestling matches because Tony Khan wants him to have good matches, and that's all he needs.
I just don't want the usual new signing AEW treatment to happen to where, yay, they're really important for like the first month. They get a title shot, they ultimately lose that title shot, and then they just go down and get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, no, I feel like Ricochet definitely should work his way up the rankings versus just coming back and calling people out. I feel like Britt Baker doing that is fine because that's Britt Baker and she's very established in AEW. But I don't know that Ricochet can just show up and go, I want your title, Will. And then it's like, okay, but why? And I feel like nobody's going to say no to Ricochet versus Will Ospreay. So there's no reason to rush into it. None at all.
Just do it the right way. Do it the right way and you're fine.
Yeah. Speaking of doing things the right way, we're not going to be able to do Money in the Bank predictions the right way, but we'll do them as close as we can. Because for context, we record these on Mondays before Monday Night Raw. So we are missing one of the participants in each men and women's Money in the Bank match. But Money in the Bank is, at the time of listening this, if you're listening to this on the day it comes out, today, Saturday. It's Saturday night. So, hey, who we got to talk about who we think is going to win. So, in the men's Money in the Bank match, we have Jey Uso versus Carmelo Hayes versus Andrade versus Chad Gable, who's recently on the up and up, versus LA Knight. And there is one TBD slot, one slot yet to be filled out. We will know who's filling it at this point, but not at the time of recording it. So, it could be either Drew McIntyre, Ilya Dragunov, or Sheamus. So a loaded 3 choices. Me personally, I don't think... I don't really think that either of the men in those triple threat matter. I think they're great participants in the match, and they're gonna add a lot. But I feel like solely because they've had Chad Gable start to win again, you got to keep that momentum moving up. LA Knight, his momentum was fucking last year or whatever. Get out of here, buddy. You're feuding with Logan Paul. Go back to Puerto Rico. Carmelo Hayes doesn't need it. Jey Uso doesn't need it because there's about to be a giant bloodline thing going on, and you don't need titles involved in that. So I feel like Chad Gable, he's going to win the Money in the Bank, and he's going to form a mega faction of the Alpha Academy and the Creed brothers and Ivy Nile, and they're all going to live happily ever after, and they're going to win every single title, and Chad Gable's finally going to get to be happy again.
That's bold. That's a big old bold claim, Cotton. Cause here you go. Here's your little hot take. Here's your clips. Put it in the pressers. I don't think Chad Gable is world champ material. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think he has the mic skills to get there. I think his mic skills cap out at a jokey, gimmicky character.
Joke's on you. I've never met him.
Damn, got him. Because how dare you? How dare you say that LA Knight is last year's news?
It was last year's Saudi Arabia pay-per-view when people were cheering for him.
That's great. That's awesome.
Now he gets the pop, but they lost the momentum, man. It was last year.
Did you hear Madison Square Garden when he came out?
Yeah, did you hear them for
because
everybody?
The edit was terrible. Nobody heard them.
They were loud as fuck. They're Madison Square Garden. You can feed them trash and they'll be happy.
Is that just because it's New York?
We both made 2 separate jokes, and the thing is, both jokes worked. both jokes actually worked. Because, hear me out, LA Knight, it can still go. You can have the Money in the Bank briefcase and have the United States Championship around your belt baby.
Hey,
You wanted to
can do
cash
it,
in
anyone
for a
can.
mid-card
The-
title?
The Miz did it.
You
Miz
want him
did
to
it.
cash in for a mid-card title?
He goes on to SummerSlam, knocks off Logan Paul in the worst city in the world, Cleveland. He is the United States champion, but guess what? He walked into that match with the Money in the Bank briefcase. So now he has both the United States champion and the Money in the Bank briefcase. I'm just saying, Miz did it. Seth Rollins both had the United States championship and the WWE championship after he killed Sting. And then the good
true.
old buckle bomb from
You know
Doom. He didn't hold it for that long,
Yeah.
but he still did it.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I can see it. Out of process of elimination, because I know the internet is saying right now, oh yeet, oh Jey Uso yeet. Sorry, I don't want the super kick merchant to be walking around with the fucking Money in the Bank briefcase. I'm sorry.
Money in the Bank yeet case.
I think Jey Uso needs to go to fucking NXT or something for a singles run, because he's been getting carried by everybody he's fighting, and since the one time he fight someone that can't carry him, i.e. his brother, it's a terrible match. I don't think Jey Uso has the skills as a solo wrestler to be world champ material. Sorry.
Damn.
So
hot.
I agree
Jackal.
and also kind of disagree with a little bit of that. I do see Chad Gable as a champion, but I see him as a transitional champion. I see him as the guy who held the World Heavyweight title for a week and then gets beat. I don't see him holding that thing for months on end. I don't see it. I think Danny's right. He doesn't have the mic skills. He has the in-ring skills. He's got the look. He doesn't have that Kurt Angle-esque mic talking thing that we all want him to have.
You mean hopped up on Percocets?
I mean, it worked for
That's
Kurt
what
Angle.
Kurt Angle wasn't cutting promos. Kurt Angle was high as fuck rambling on painkillers.
Worked out well for him.
Here, Chad, try this.
That wasn't milk. That was
Take
crack.
two, let me know how you feel.
I
I don't
want
feel
to
anything.
agree
Exactly.
that with LA Knight, I feel like if we're talking about someone who has a championship or who gets the briefcase to get a championship, it should be LA Knight. But I also feel like they keep hyping up this stupid ass percentage of the money briefcase is only successful 65% of the time or whatever it is. The fact that they keep saying that makes me think they want this briefcase to kind of float between 50%. So I feel like Jey Uso may win it just to freaking lose the thing, just like Braun Strowman did. Just like everyone, Damien Sandow did, just like Austin Theory should have done instead of cashing in on the mid-card title, which is still the stupidest thing I've seen in a while.
Man, what a list to be included on. You're up there with Damien Sandow.
Yeah.
The Miz's stunt double.
Yeah. So, I want LA Knight to win. He really should win. He should have won last year, but it's fine.
Exactly.
We'll let it go.
Exactly.
But honestly, I'm torn because as much as I want him to win, I feel like they're really trying to be like, well, I mean, just because you have the briefcase don't mean you're going to win it. So what if Jey Uso wins and he's going for the title and here comes Solo that screws him out of it. And then that's all she wrote.
No, it'd be Jimmy Uso again for the 97th time.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. My eyes just rolled into the back of my head.
Yeah.
I love it and I hate it at the same time.
No, I just hate it.
Honestly, at this point, I just want the Usos back. I don't.
Hold on. Who are the participants in the match again? We're only talking about 3 people.
Yeah.
That's because no one cares about the rest.
We have Jey Uso, Carmelo Hayes,
who?
Andrade. You know who Carmelo Hayes is.
Oh, right. He banged Ric Flair.
Probably doesn't.
His daughter.
No,
Andrade banged Ric Flair's daughter.
Yeah,
but
that's what I'm saying.
Carmelo Hayes, you know who he is, right?
Yeah. He's the guy that killed Cody the first night he had a main event match.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. So we got Andrade and Chad Gable, LA Knight, and then whoever wins the triple threat, which could be Drew McIntyre, Ilya Dragunov, or Sheamus.
So, speaking of, I think you guys have been forgetting about the fact that there's a storyline going on with Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, but I feel like that's going to run its course before this happens.
Well,
Yeah, aren't they planning to do Punk McIntyre at SummerSlam?
exactly.
That makes the most sense.
Hear me out. He wins tonight. Okay? Fine. Whatever. He's in the match. He ends up being able to get the briefcase, and he starts trying to cash it in. CM Punk then comes out and blocks every cash-in attempt, interrupting it, ruining it, doing all that stuff, which leads to them maybe putting the briefcase on the line in a match.
Oh, God, no. I hope not.
It wouldn't be the first time it's happened.
I don't want it to be this time either.
Only if they give Drew McIntyre...
Or he finally cashes in with the briefcase, and then that's how Punk gets the title, because he takes it off of Drew.
I hate that that's not that far-fetched.
Only if they give Drew McIntyre a briefcase that's shaped like a little sword.
Oh, that'd be cute.
Like a little keychain.
Yeah, like a little clutch. It'd be cute.
I feel like you could buy that purse at Hot Topic right now. Actually,
listen, Money in the Bank is all about merchandise. That's all it is.
Don't go in my closet. You don't know what I have.
McIntyre in the bank.
Ooh.
Sounds better than haggis in the bank. That sounds gross.
Haggis in the bank.
That sounds like something you need medicine to get rid of.
I do see Drew McIntyre winning tonight, and then I see him I see this match going 20 minutes. Drew McIntyre's got it. He's touching with his fingertips, and all of a sudden, Punk comes out and then knocks him over. And I don't see McIntyre winning, but I do see this feud continuing off of that.
Oh, because that's some Hunter long-term storytelling right there, that Drew's the one that gets cashed in on, and now he's the one who has the briefcase for the next calendar year. Oh, I think Triple H is probably rock hard thinking about that right now.
Oh, such good shit.
No, that's the other one.
No.
If he's not rock hard thinking about the men's match, he'll be rock hard thinking about the women's match.
There it is.
Because we have for the women's Money in the Bank match, we have Io Sky. We have Io Sky.
Shared too much? My bad.
We have Io Sky, Chelsea Green, Lyra Valkyria, Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, and from the triple threat that we will find out tonight, Dakota Kai, Ivy Nile, or Zoe Stark. I have to agree with the rest of the internet in that this year it's Tiffy time. I think Tiffany Stratton's going to win the Money in the Bank match. And you want to talk about merchandise? I think she's going to have a fucking bright pink, bedazzled rhinestone Money in the Bank, and it's going to be fucking great.
Strictly off the merch, I totally agree. And whoever wins this is just think who is going to face Bayley, not Liv Morgan, because that's pretty sure reserved for Rhea. So
probably.
Well, hold on, because Bayley still has to go through Destroyer of Worlds Nia Jax at SummerSlam.
SummerSlam.
Tank.
Queen of the Ring.
Could be Tiffany versus Nia. Maybe.
I don't.
Beauty versus the Beast.
Oh, literally.
Oh, there you go. You're booking it for him.
Sorry, not many fans of Nia Jax on the podcast, unfortunately.
Yeah, sorry, not friend of the program.
Sorry,
not a little bit
friend of the program.
An acquaintance of the program.
Maybe.
More like the Rock
saw in
cousin
a
of the
grocery
program.
store program.
I'm not going to deny that Nia Jax has definitely gotten better. But I feel like there's still a lot of improvement. Yeah, when you start at 0, even going up to a 5, on a scale of 0 to 100, going up from 0 to 5 is still an improvement. But yeah,
anywhere
it's Tiffy
better
time.
than rock bottom.
Yeah. And where else is better than rock bottom than at the top of the ladder, getting the Money in the Bank briefcase and just hearing the fucking "It's Tiffy time"? It's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome.
This one, I feel like it's a little more open than the men's, because the women's division right now is kind of in like a flux state. I'm not gonna say it's good. I'm not gonna say it's bad. It's definitely in a rebuild.
A lot of
call-ups. The thing that kind of shocked me the most was actually Chelsea Green knocking off Bianca Belair. And I think Chelsea does have the legs to I saw someone's little comment on TikTok or Twitter or whatever it may have been. Chelsea actually hold on, let me try it again. Chelsea wins, cashes in. Shut the fuck up! I am so sick of that woman. I swear to God.
Don't even get me started on that.
I swear to God.
Don't have the time or the patience. Keep going. Keep going.
You can't get angry at me when you're the one doing the Hawk Tour.
I think Chelsea wins. She cashes it in on
she gives Matt Cardona the Hawk Tour.
Matt Cardona gives her the Hawk Tour.
I'm gonna Hawk Tour my brain with a shotgun here in a second.
No, he's debuting for the Bloodline later this week.
Mike! She cashes in on the vacant Divas Championship.
What?
To kind of introduce a women's mid-card title. Because I've been hearing rumblings and rumors about that going on with the move to Netflix, things opening up and all the sorts. And I think that makes a lot of sense. I do.
Yeah, they're going to say fuck.
Yeah, and I can't wait
for
Seth fucking Rollins.
Yep.
That's hot. So Chelsea wins, does some really goofy stuff with it, gets a women's mid-card involved, and I think that makes sense. Raw going to Netflix, there's going to be some more time open up for those things, and gets more women on the show, which is never a bad thing.
I can't wait to hear somebody go, "Who the fuck do you think you are?"
Who told you this was open mic night, bitch? Kevin, that was Brandy Rhodes coming out and talking after Cody Rhodes got his ass
talking to Jade Cargill.
To Jade Cargill. And again,
not Cora
that's
Jade.
The muscular one, not Cora Jade.
Right, yeah. No, she was never in AEW.
There you go. Nope. Say it with confidence. You got it.
She was never in AEW.
Yeah,
correct.
There you go.
Yeah.
So there you go. So we got a couple for... Wait, did all three of you guys pick Tiffany Stratton?
Yeah, that mark, you know they're doing it just for... she gets it. She's just doing it for the glittered briefcase, and that's it.
It's not going to be Io Sky again.
No, unfortunately.
It's probably not going to be Chelsea, in my opinion.
Well, fuck
I
you
could
too,
see them because they seem like they really like Lyra, just randomly throwing it on her. But that'd be kind of weird. Naomi, since she's come back, has done the exact same thing as before she left in the first place. So,
which is nothing.
That's a lack of creative for her.
Yep.
Although, a glow-in-the-dark
she's
Money in the
glowy.
Bank briefcase would be pretty cool.
That would be fucking dope.
That would be cool.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we're really not thinking of winners. We're really just guessing who has the coolest briefcase design, and then we'll get it.
Well, hers would probably be the coolest, which is why it won't happen.
Yeah. They would never do it.
Realistically.
Didn't she get in trouble for making like a glow championship or something?
I don't know.
I don't care.
Fair.
Well, you know.
Anyways.
Moving on.
Moving on, we talked about him earlier, but let's talk about him now because he has a match. Seth fucking Rollins versus the defending champion, Damian Priest. They were in a last chance match for the World Heavyweight Championship.
I missed that until today.
Yeah, so that means that if Priest wins, Rollins can never challenge for the title as long as Priest is champion. But if Rollins wins, not only does Rollins become the new World Heavyweight Champion, he also must, Damian Priest must leave the Judgment Day. So this could be the beginning of the end for the Judgment Day, which is something that I do think is coming through Liv Morgan. I don't know if Seth Rollins wins this. And
this is honestly the easiest book match of the night, if in my opinion. Damian Priest retains. Seth Rollins will no longer. If it was like Seth Rollins retires, then I'd be like, okay, well, duh, he's not going to retire.
Yeah.
But since it's just, well, if you win, then I just won't challenge you. I'll just face the next guy. It's going to be Damian Priest retains, but then I think this is where the cracks start to show because he'll kick Finn Balor or something like off the ring rope, be like, I don't need your help. So the cracks will start to show, but he retains, and then this is just the beginning of the end. But this is not where Seth Rollins wins again. This is the easiest match of the night.
Personally, I I want to see what Seth Rollins can do outside of the World Heavyweight Championship. He had a very successful run. There are many, many, many other people that I would like to see hold that belt before I see Seth Rollins have a second run. Personally, knock, 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 who's at the door? I think at the door of the WWE Performance Center is Seth Rollins. I think he's down there in Orlando. Knock, knock, knock. Hey, Shawn Michaels, my wife had a successful run. How about me? And I feel like Seth Rollins down in NXT, it would give him an opportunity to kind of rest in one spot while still working. So it gives him the opportunity to recover with, in WWE facilities. And people just come out of the Performance Center looking better than when they went in. And I feel like Seth Rollins just needs that environment. And also, like, just having him on NXT, I feel like NXT is in this. Well, I feel like they more so in the past couple, not so much in the past couple of weeks, but I feel like about a month ago, NXT was in this really weird spot where they didn't really have any stars because a lot of the people got called up and then let go because Triple H just fumbled the fucking signings. But I feel like NXT has spots open, and I feel like Seth Rollins could go down there. I'm not saying he needs to have an NXT championship run. Quite honestly, I'd be more interested to see Seth Rollins hold a title that he hasn't held before, a la the NXT North American Championship. But I feel like Rollins in NXT would be really cool. So I don't know if that's where they're going after this, but I agree. I don't feel like Damian Priest is going to lose this anytime soon. I feel like Damian Priest is going to lose this to Gunther because big, meaty men slapping meat are going to beat the shit out of each other.
I didn't think about Rollins actually kind of distancing himself and going to do something else because as of the past couple of years, there's always sort of been a main roster level talent in NXT kind of doing their own thing. Like, I know Ziggler was down there for a while. Mm-hmm. I know Becky was down there for a cup of coffee. And correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think anyone is there now? Question mark?
No, there's not.
No.
All right, so real quick to put a kibosh on that, Seth Rollins was the first NXT champion.
Oof.
That's the only reason I don't see him going back, because he's already had a belt once.
Well, I'm saying North American.
I don't think they're gonna have him.
It's a belt he hasn't held.
True.
Yeah, but
he doesn't have to win it. But I feel like there's at least a story there. There's a drive.
There is. I just don't think Triple H would give him up.
That's fair. Yeah, Triple H does like him.
Rather be like, go home, have a break, have a couple weeks off, have a couple months off, whatever. We need you on the main roster. You're going to probably, I'm assuming he's going to be kind of their leader into the, Netflix universe.
Ooh, a little caveat though, Mike. Netflix isn't happening until 2025.
Well, that's what I mean, is that he's probably going to be
a couple months
healed up, ready to go, and then he's going to be the leader going into Netflix.
But he could heal up around WWE doctors at the WWE Performance Center.
Oh.
He can also heal up at home around his kid.
That's also fair. You are you are correct. Seth Rollins does like his family, and another man who likes his family and may not get to see his family again after this match. A match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. We have Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker, and Braun Breaker is going to break Sami in half. Because I firmly believe that Braun Breaker just has way too much momentum right now, especially after literally killing Ricochet. I feel like he has way too much momentum to lose. And he had a crazy spear on Ludwig Kaiser.
That was so good.
Yeah. So I feel like he has a lot of momentum right now. Sami, great Intercontinental Champion. I love having Sami as the Intercontinental Champ. But ultimately, I feel like this is Braun Breaker's time.
I would really hope that Braun Breaker keeps this momentum and just wins, But why, oh why, do I feel like this is going to be something where he's like so sure about winning that Sammy's just going to roll him up and win again? And I feel like that's how it's going to go.
It'd be 8 haluva kicks in a row.
See, I feel like that's
And then
a
a count
defeat.
out.
And 2 brainbusters.
And then a ring count out.
Yeah, it's either gonna be some stupid like a count out where like Braun Breaker like wins, but he spears him on the outside and you can't get him in time, or it's gonna be some stupid like he's gonna go for the spear. He's cocky because he's about to win, and Sammy just goes whoop and just rolls him up real quick. It's not gonna be a definitive defeat where it's like takes 8 haluva kicks. That's not gonna happen. But I also feel like Braun Breaker's not gonna win because I don't know. I would like him to win. I feel like it'd be great, but I just feel like Sammy's gonna hold this thing till at least SummerSlam.
Ricochet did not die at the hands of Braun Breaker for Sami Zayn to eke out a win at this pay-per-view. He lost in his hometown before against Roman Reigns, and I think he's going to do it again. I don't think this is going to be even close. I think with the way that they've been booking Braun Breaker, I think this is going to be a squash match. I think Braun Breaker wins quick, he wins painless, he wins effortless, kind of setting up another dominant Intercontinental Championship reign at the hands of the dog, Braun Breaker.
Now, all that being said, because I hope Braun wins, because I think Sammy is better chasing. He puts on some great matches as champion, but I think he's really good at chasing a belt.
Yeah. Some people are just better on the chase.
What do you do with Braun Breaker if you make him lose here?
Come back as Goldberg. Like, have him take some time off, but then have him, like, literally tell him, like, Braun, for the next 2 weeks, I want you to live in the gym. I want you to get as, like, fucking jacked as possible. Like, stop fucking testing him. Let him take roids. Let him get jacked out of his mind, and let him come back as, like, just give him a Goldberg run, undefeated. Like, get fucking local talent in, Teach him, hey, we need you to stand here for a spear, and that's all you got to do, baby. Just stand there and don't look at the camera. Just look dead as fuck. And I feel like they just, like, if Braun Breaker loses here, they need to do so much work to get him back to where he is.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the only reason I ask is because they already kind of did that for me to Ilya. We all know Ilya on NXT was violent. He won a lot. But, he made everybody look like they were going to have to go to the hospital after a match. And now on the main roster, it's kind of the same Ilya.
Yeah, he's had great matches. He's had great matches, but yeah, it's definitely a watered down version. It
worries me that at some point, because Braun has to lose eventually, that they're going to just end up doing the same thing to him that they did to Ilya, and then they're going to be like, well, now you have to have a personality. Go ahead. And that's not really where he shines. He shines at knocking the fuck out of people.
I think that if we're comparing apples to oranges, I think Braun is a little more important to keep looking good than Sammy, because as fun as it is to still have Sammy around, like, yes, I love Sammy to death. Sammy's awesome. Sammy ain't a spring chicken no more.
Yeah, he's had he's been around. He has his career.
Sammy's been doing this shit for a long time. Braun Breaker is one of those up and coming people. I think, correct me if I'm wrong,
he's going to be part of the company for years.
He's only a couple years older than I am. Like, I think he's like 27, if I'm not mistaken.
He's my age.
Yeah, that is wild to me. That's me and him are the same. Like, we're the same age essentially, and he's off doing that. You need this man around. He's going to be having a lot of weight on his shoulders for years to come. I'm going to make another such a wild, bold-ass claim. Sammy's had his time in the sun, so I think this is 100% the time to get Braun going with his first title reign on the main roster.
I hope so. He deserves it.
We got. I think that sounds like the amount of matches on the card, right?
Well, there's one more match. There's
One more.
The story that has been. All I'm gonna say is, God, I wish they would let Cody Rhodes do something else, because Cody Rhodes, your undisputed WWE champion, is in a 6-man tag team match. So it's Cody Rhodes
against
Randy
who,
Orton,
you might wonder,
and Kevin Owens. That's right. Against who? The Bloodline. That's who. Because who else? And they have not specified. This is where the Bloodline gets weird now. They have not specified who from the Bloodline is going to be in the match. Because when it was Solo, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Loa, that's 3 people. Very easy for a 6-man tag team match to get 3 people from that group. Now it's Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Jacob Fatu. So I don't know how this match is going to go, because we don't know who's involved. They have 4 people now. They dropped Paul Heyman. They put his ass through a table.
They murdered Paul Heyman.
Yeah, credit to fucking Jacob Fatu for lifting Paul Heyman's Fatu ass up there, because Paul Heyman's not a light dude. But I feel like this is going to be the Bloodline winning. I don't think you're going to have Cody Rhodes take the pin, because or maybe you do if Solo's involved, or maybe even if Jacob's involved. But I don't really know why you would have Cody Rhodes pin besides setting him up for another match. And quite honestly, I get the Bloodline out of the main event picture. Like, get them out of that title picture, please. They were there for so long. We need to get some new people in. SmackDown has amazing talent. Fucking circulate it. So I don't really know. I feel like maybe Randy Orton or Kevin Owens would be strong. I feel like maybe, it's thinking out loud here, maybe if you have Solo involved, Cody gets pinned, and then instead of setting up Solo versus Cody, maybe you set up like Randy versus Cody, because that's what everybody really wants to see, right? But like, if Cody gets pinned, it's like, oh, you're the weak link. Like, how are you our champion if you're getting pinned by these people? But I don't know. I feel like you could also maybe just have Randy heel turn, but not be involved with the Bloodline. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe that's rushing into Cody versus Randy. I feel like that's definitely something they have to do in the future. But I kind of don't know with this match. I feel like it's going to be a Bloodline win. I feel like if Jacob Fatu is involved, it's a definite Bloodline win, because if he's in this match, he's getting the pinfall. He's hitting his fucking moonsault and killing a man and getting his pinfall. But I don't know. I feel like if Jacob isn't involved in the match, it's a lot more open-ended.
As soon this one's really easy for me. As soon as the title's not involved, Cody, no title on the line, no nothing, all for bragging rights. You got to give this one to the Bloodline. You got to establish them as much more of a dominant force to start getting wins under the belt. It'll probably just be KO eating the pin again, because that's the safest option. And I know the way that WWE kind of plays this out, they tend to usually take the safer option anyways, to hopefully give me Randy Cody at SummerSlam instead of Cody Solo.
See, I feel like this is definitely going to lead into Solo Cody at SummerSlam, which again just sounds so exciting. But so right now it's a 4v3 as far as we know right now, but there's still a Raw and SmackDown to get potential.
It's going to be. It's going to be a 6-man. So it's going to be 3v3.
Oh, it is going to be a 6-man. Okay.
So Bloodline.
Then
Bloodline's just keeping it they're just saying the Bloodline, so they're not really specifying who from the Bloodline is in the match.
Okay, in terms of a 3v3 then yeah, it's gonna be Bloodline. Definitely they gotta make themselves look like really good for when Roman comes back, and then that Civil War is gonna be honestly a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah. And people, especially after power bombing Paul Heyman, a triple power bomb nonetheless. And who was in Roman Reigns' spot? Because Roman Reigns was always in the center. Who was in Roman Reigns' spot? The new Ultimate Oos, the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu. Speaking of which, I saw something online where people were saying that because they got rid of Paul Heyman, they should bring in Armando Estrada, Umago's manager.
Oh, Jesus.
They should bring him in.
Jesus.
Armando Alejandro.
I feel like that'd be cool.
Estrada.
Yeah, no, dude, I feel like that'd be cool. I feel like that'd be awesome. I feel like
won't give a
the
shit.
Bloodline they're going to need, because the whole point of the Bloodline right now is just that they're supposed to be this, they doing whatever they want, they're going after whoever they want, they're destroying everything, blah 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 blah. But Paul Heyman was always the person to reel it back in. Paul Heyman was the person to, be like, hey, I have to answer for this, and so there was at least that interaction, and I feel like that's what made the Bloodline really like a really good story. And obviously now that they're shedding Paul Heyman, they're doing that so that way the Bloodline can be more aggressive and stuff like that. But I feel like you still need somebody to like answer to like WWE management, especially since they want Nick Aldis to be like an actual authority figure, which I'm all for, but like you can't have Solo get scolded by Nick Aldis, right? Like that's not like Solo, why did you attack this person? I'm sorry, Nick. I'm sorry. Like you just need somebody to go like, hey, listen, man, I'm sorry they did that. That's unfortunate, but hey, we told you to not fuck around. Like you need that one person to just like deflect off the Bloodline, and I feel like that's what Paul Heyman was really good at. So, I mean, hey, I read it online. It's probably not going to happen, but if it did, I feel like that'd be a good role.
That
was the role he played with Umaga too. And
needs a job, be the enforcer, the voice of the Bloodline. You get Shane McMahon in there, and he starts throwing his sweaty ass around again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That works.
So to get away from Shane McMahon,
ruptured in laughter with that one. Boy, oh boy.
To get away from high quality, tears his legs in half, doing one step.
Unlike my shins, the Bloodline is stable.
There you go.
He's a better wrestler than Shane
A
McMahon.
live report from Raw, because we are recording on a Monday, and
oh yeah, it is 8:03.
Oh, Raw's starting. Okay, we should probably go.
Do you know what
Probably should
Sheamus
wrap
showed
up.
up in? The Cybertruck. Blech.
Oh wow,
Who?
Yeah,
What?
Sheamus.
Sheamus
Ew.
showed up in a
Ew.
Cybertruck.
Ew,
Wow,
I can't
okay.
see his pasty ass in the Cybertruck. Ew.
All right, well, I mean, hey, listen. Shout out to anybody who bought a Cybertruck that couldn't drive it after the first 2 weeks of owning it. So shout out to every Cybertruck that got produced and got recalled because there's issues with the brakes just sometimes not working. Shout out, man.
Shout out to people buying Cybertrucks, forever knowing that I will be more financially responsible than you.
That too.
Okay, seriously though, I want to watch Raw.
Well, also, hey, live report from Raw. Pat McAfee still not there. Pat McAfee was not killed last week, so we talked about that inappropriately. He was not killed. Pat McAfee had a family emergency, so that is not. Pat McAfee is firmly not involved in the Wyatt storyline. They did not have Pat McAfee's head in a box on SmackDown.
Revealed on the Pat McAfee show.
Unfortunate
his father-in-law passed away.
Yeah.
On literally as he was closing his show on Monday when they were in Indianapolis, he got a call from his wife. Her dad passed in the hospital, so he rightfully took time off to go be with her. So T's and P's, Pat McAfee show. Hopefully you're doing good, Pat.
Yeah,
friend of the program. We send our condolences.
We made some jokes about Pat McAfee getting murdered on the last episode, so I at least wanted to just get it out there. Hey, sorry, we recorded this shit before Pat McAfee said anything. Although, what a world it would be if Pat McAfee were involved with the storyline and he actually got taken out by the Wyatts. I feel like we had something good going on there. So maybe when he comes back, if he's feeling up to it, But gentlemen, that is going to do it for us tonight. Because we've talked about AEW Forbidden Door. We've talked about some college football. We've talked about Money in the Bank, which if again at the time of listening to this, it's tonight. It's Saturday night. So I mean, who knows who's Money in the Bank winner at this point? But I guess we'll find out. If you enjoyed this episode and you're over on YouTube, you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so that way you're notified whenever we post stuff. And you can go ahead and just hit that like button if you enjoyed it. You know, if you're listening this far, you're like an hour and a half in, you probably did enjoy it. If you didn't enjoy it, that's fine too, man. Go ahead and hit the thumbs down, I guess. I don't care. Engagement's
If you didn't
engagement.
enjoy it, let me know. It's fine.
Yeah, if you didn't enjoy it,
Don't tell them. Let me know.
You can send Mike a message personally.
Yeah,
but
I'll tell you to go fuck yourself. But I mean, you can let me know.
Damn. Send all complaints to Mike at 3 Count Out Podcast.
Mike's our HR department.
Yeah. When we eventually get a website, we'll just make HR at 3countout.com and it'll go to Mike's email.
Hell yeah.
And we'll just tell, I'll just have to file a report every time Jackal touches me inappropriately. But if you enjoyed us and you're over on Spotify, go ahead and hit that follow. And if you listen this long, it means you can rate the episode as well. So, you don't. I'm not going to say drop a 5-star rating, but I like to think that we're a 5-star podcast. So, maybe leave any rating. It matters. We also have a Q&A up, so you can go ahead and just reply to that Q&A. If you have any Qs, go ahead and submit them, and we'll give you some A's on the next episode because that's where the that's where the last two football questions have come from that Q&A. I think, right?
Yeah, I told them to put it there, and they did.
Yeah. So, there we go. We have that Q&A up and running, and it's working out well. But if you enjoyed me, you can go ahead and find me at twitch.tv/EraV1, or you can find me at YouTube at EraV1 Music.
You showed up this time, so if you'd liked any of things I've said, you can follow me at youtube.com/FireGuyKev, where I post all of the good stuff, golf, Call of Duty, college football,
more golf,
a lot of it. More golf. And then that's about it. All right, cool.
If you like me, you can find me in the bottom right corner of Kev's golf videos.
Oh.
If you didn't enjoy what I said, you could find me at your local Dollar Tree fighting a grandmother for the last pack of Swedish fish. Or if that's too hard, or if you enjoyed the things that I said, you could find me at youtube.com/Jackal Joker or twitch.tv/Jackal Joker with a significantly less amount of golf on my channel.
Honestly,
you can get your fucking hands off my Swedish fish.
Listen, she took it. She said, "Oh, it's for my grandkids." I said, "Nah, you bitch. I know you're taking them for yourself. They're gummies. I know it's easier for you to eat." And I snatched them out of her hands. But then she punched me in the nose. I know. Wild.
She yeeted you in the nose?
Listen.
Who the fuck sent you?
Oh, I think Kevin just got jumped by William Shatner again.
Oh,
it's rematch
these
after
things
last
they
week.
happen.
Are you telling me he's going to get the shat beat out of him?
To be fair, he said he had a heart out 10 minutes ago, so
I hope so.
He's getting the shat beat out of him, yeah.
Well, instead of ending with a pin like we always do, I think we just end with a group hug.
I want some of Jackal's Swedish fish. Give me that fucking fucking package of Swedish fish.
Please stop!
Give me that fucking package of Swedish fish. Give me close line. Hit him. I got him. Count it.
Oh, 1, 2, 3. And there it is. He gave the
baby. Give me my fucking
and the Swedish fish.
I just want one Swedish fish. I just want one. Just one.
Oh, you're on my esophagus.
It's fine. You don't need to breathe. Okay? Listen, you can breathe once I'm done eating the Swedish fish. All right? Once I'm good and ready. I know you like my foot on your throat. It's fine.
Please. My nose. Ow. Hello.
You can find this video and the video of Jackal fighting a grandma off at World Star.
The World Star.
World Star.
You sound like SpongeBob when he needs a drink. I don't need it. I don't need it. I need it.
I need it.
Oh.
Oh, there it is. That had sponge in my throat.